Welcome back. We're here once again watching some more Frieren, delving deep inside the Tomb of Kings and coming across a battle that they may not want to face, having the shadow clone of Frieren facing off against them. There's probably some other ones that would be just as deadly, but I think I'd rather have a different opponent. But if we are getting various versions of each of them, does that mean that there's a Shadow Ubel? Or even the hair. the hair mage. If she's a pacifist, does that mean this dark version will be as well? Might be easier to take down that way. But we've seen some of them be forced out of the group, break open their vials, escape with the golem. I'm eagerly anticipating some of the fights that are going to occur because of it, but also maybe a little more character growth. Well, because that's mainly what we're here for, isn't it? Either way, let's sit down, get a drink, and be entertained with more Frieren. Is it my eyes or the show itself? Obfuscating our view, clouding it over to hide the shadow clones. Each little group is coming across their own worst, well, not worst, nightmare, but their own challenge, their own duel they're going to have to fight down. I think that some of them are going to have an easier time than others. It's not going to back down without at least trying it. But with the various parties, if they're coming across either versions of themselves or the ones they're with, or, like in the case of that lot, Frieren, are there others out there that... I just changed my thought process. Why are they coming across just a singular clone bit of Frieren, whereas the other group had 3 of them, each one of themselves? Does it measure the strength of the enemy they're facing based on each group? Does that mean Frieren and Fern might be swarmed? But also compared to other stories and what we've seen, this isn't a show that is afraid of putting their characters in danger. So are they any of the ones that we've maybe not grown fond of, but known and understood a little, going to be removed from this show? Perfect replicas. Well, I can see 1 or 2 little differences. And so to protect the resting place... makes a mirror replica of those that enter to defend it from themselves. And not just attacking the memories and thoughts and emotions. Can these mirror versions, though, actually converse? And teamwork, like Denkin was trying to do in the beginning. If only they had listened. No. Okay, no countdown, no hello. Straight into the attack. Oh. Good that some of them have enhanced physical qualities. But rather than just put up a defensive barrier and tackle it head on, get the hell out. Some fairly good thinking on their feet right there. So they can't escape. Now, I would be worried for him, but I don't think at any point through this he's putting himself in actual danger. Using his knowledge of clones and copies, yeah, what can he come up with? Anything that would help? Well, there's no fun unless she's fully engaged. She feels. Does she feel honoured that someone's paying that close of attention to her? It's unnerving, isn't it? Straight in, remove the ability to escape. There's some cognitive decision making there. If it has got its own version of it, there is only one, and there's two of them. So just waiting for him to bleed out. Can she empathize, steal the cloning ability? Does he know at this point? Well, she doesn't particularly mind. Then get them both out. And there's no stopping her. If it is her and her combat capabilities, having this straight-on tangle that they have, acknowledging one's own weaknesses and being able to make use of it. This is just a full mirror battle. However, is there slight differences which will make themselves shine out right here? She has that fisheye. She has no will to fight herself, but seems to be enjoying it. Because she's not alone. And the minute she was distracted, the bottle itself was a fake. If he can clone the bottle, does it also clone the golem inside if he was to break it? because it was... Okay. Because the only way to draw him out, or at least draw another version of himself out. So he's so level-headed and kind. Force his hand, bring him out. You don't want to let her know too much. You've seen what happens. Is she forcing herself not to because it's interesting this way? But that, yeah, close range fight with yourself. The fact that she actually lured her in to get that clone to think it had the upper hand. But what if the map was wrong? If there's something that hasn't been fully experienced, fully more grimoires. Yeah, it's a whole library back there. Well, they'll just have to blast their way through. So, hidden lever, little button. Well, that was easy. For the statues to rise and move, shift. The brickwork itself to pull apart into a passageway. How do you close it after? She's so pleased with herself as well. What mysteries could be in an unmarked, unventured path? Do we have a tableau? A mural of the king's life. It is a archaeological masterpiece. It's not a grimoire, though, is it? That was all this... all that bit was? Oh, the reverberation. Now, what could they possibly be waiting there for? The reverberation, yeah, the echoes down the stairs. Oh, they've been waiting a while. They've been having a snack break. Ubel didn't like fighting herself. Frieren getting a sense of excitement out of it. Is she just going to send Fern in? Go on. See what you can do. Wait for it to take a nap. And it won't wake until 14 hours after. But Frieren knows this as well, so... But seeing her in action, what she can actually do. Okay. I mean, what better way to really get in contact with someone? To understand. Well, she's trying to work out how to defeat the shadow version. She's just like, oh, this is a nice hug. What will you see into the very depths right there? Someone's a little protective. There are gaps. It hasn't been updated. Well, this seems like something that Frieren can change and evolve in herself. Now, where is this mage? And we're not sure if the shadow versions have minds themselves or are just replicating combat prowess. Oh. So they're pinning their kind of hope on her coming through, who's an expert in hypnosis and the like, but facing off against this? Well, modern magic is where it falls down, isn't it? You have to go back to the fundamentals. So, what can they use here? I mean, as a explanation and an example, sure, but should you really be wasting the mana just to do that? So, I'm guessing restraint and tangling is a big thing when it comes to hair magic. Being able to pin down your enemies. Attacks can be coming in from anywhere and be almost imperceptible as well if it's a single strand. Is it because it's just letting you, or has fairly bad senses and can't hear them talking up here? So we're about to see if it works or not. Can you tell it just to stand still for a bit? There's a non-zero possibility. And the same thought process, though. Well then, let's make a plan. Stay alive for at least that long. Oh, it had had enough of them organising and talking back there. Just, defend. Pure pure brute strength or skill? Can it pierce through, or is it being... Oh, good, they made it out without any major damage or anything. It's making eye contact, though. We've started. Which is often their downfall. Well, fuck. And the fact that they didn't even react to that. So, shit, they're ace in the hole. The potential... Yeah, she's out. Well, it's probably a good idea considering she's... kneeling next to her. Is she going to make it to actually get out of this place? I'm guessing at least one of them gets to the door to pass on the message of what they've learned here. Stay low, stay quiet. Oh. So he's still alive, at least. Just reflecting his on his earlier ego, huddled in a fetal position. Well, you've got plenty of backup, but would that be more of a hindrance? Wow. It's actually somewhat like trench warfare. They've built themselves some barricades. But yeah, if that's all together, then it's just a case of using your own advantages against them. Combining your abilities. So they're attacking with their own strength, their own knowledge. He's bringing down the dungeon itself. Or did he just fire that like a bow? I saw him pull back and release. As long as he doesn't lose sight of the ones down below. Of course, the one who has been observing her for so long. You seem happy about that. This might not be Fern overestimating her abilities, but more of understanding magic and the use of so well, knowing where Frieren slips up. Now, seeing all of the different mages and their proficiencies, it's a little saddening that, as there was talked about, the modern magic not really well suited to fighting in the dungeon, and we're seeing that. Most of the actual attacks are just throwing the bricks and mortar around, rather than anything grand or vast. Not all of them have the ability to create flowers and then make them metal. But I also did expect a little more from the hair. Using the hair to create these follicle drills. Okay. If she can control them to such a minute amount that they can do each strand individually, that could be even deadly. Slip in under the radar. A fatal vulnerability. But if there are copies and they're carrying across their magic knowledge and their battle prowess, does it also carry across their vulnerability? Well, their insecurities? Can you get in and beat them that way? And seeing the various combatants and examinees slowly faltering and falling and whittling down their numbers, it's at least nice to see the two friends still exploring and keeping well. Have they actually come onto their own challenge, or have yet to face any alternate versions? But I think Ubel rushing in to face danger head on, mainly because it'll draw him out a little, won't it? Was she thinking of the victory, or well past that? What she can gain from what would happen to put a little trust in him? I am really quite enjoying the dungeon crawl. It might not be as grand or as vast as the journey that we've seen so far in Frieren, the more character moments than the more character-driven moments, but it is still very appreciated. There are small bits which aren't done all too often. And the love of adventure, finding a secret passageway, going in. There's no grimoires, no loot here, just some extra lore for those that are willing to find it. Was that just trying to point out the this tomb, this world, how things are? So there's some stuff out there that you haven't found yet. Or is it pointing towards there will be some more hidden passageways, some more areas to use to their advantage? That's just to get it, sink it into your mind a little. Do the golems have a little medical expertise? If she was pierced through in the torso, even if he runs at his hardest, is she actually going to make it on to the outside? Or, like Land's clone, sliced clean across, would he have been able to make it outside? But considering how we ended up with ended the previous episode, I kind of expected to have a bit of a showdown with the Frieren clone, but it being pushed off and brushed aside for this entire one, so we can have a little more of the other groups, bring up the tension level a little. But then also, not everyone, a lot of them have gathered together. We can now work in tandem, come up with a plan, almost like the examiner wanted. I just wonder if by the end of this, Frieren gets a new book. Whether she does or doesn't pass the exam, the test to become a first-rate mage, it hasn't been for nothing. She's picked up a few fun little trinkets throughout the dungeon. And maybe we'll see Fern overtake her slightly in ability. It's been such a short time since she started learning all this magic malarkey. Almost like she has a knack for it. But I want to see more. I want to see what's on the outside. Stark is still sat there waiting for them to return. The journey needs to continue. We need to see what this other elf has in store for us. But to do that, we need the next one. So if you've enjoyed this one, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. If you want to help support the channel, consider subscribing. But for now, get yourselves a bit of rest, so I can see you for the next one.